Here we go. It's the championship final. Martensville mixed doubles presented by Curling Stadium Live. Quite literally presented by Curling Stadium Live, but that is also the title of the event. Both ways. My name is Rory McCusker. I have been your broadcaster, commentator, camera operator, stream manager. Titles. I've been here all weekend. I've been watching these great teams compete. It has been fun. In the final, we have Ashley Thevenot, Dustin Kalthoff. They're playing out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Taking on Tori, Koana, and Go Aoki. I have been following Aoki Koana through the playoffs here today. They have been something. The semifinal match against Dong Ma of China was pretty incredible earlier today. That was a very hard-fought game. Saw Go Aoki getting a fairly intense sports massage between semifinal and final. He's been sweeping his butt off. 2 shot stones for Aoki Koana, Japanese duo, in the forefoot with hammer to start this first end of the championship final. Dustin Kalthoff's second stone. Hard sweep to get this by the top guard. It will not. It'll crash. Rolls off. Does not get a biter unless it spins in. It is a biter. At this point in the end, without hammer. Not sure how much that matters. 2 decent rocks in the front of the rings, but how do you get to them? Tori Koana, I've seen her make some incredible shots this weekend. Had a bit of an off morning in the quarterfinal. Some missed line calls in the semifinal. Uncharacteristic, but here they are. They've made it through. Go Aoki was actually the champion of the semifinal. He was making some incredible shots. Big sweeps as well, including this one. Almost gets it there. That will be a burnt stone. Jeez. Would have clipped it just at the very end of the sweep. Thevenot Kalthoff signal to take that rock away, which is the default rule. Much needed open path to the forefoot. Gets one, gets two, clears. Japanese stones, and with 2 rocks left, just like that, went from control to 4-foot, looking pretty dangerous, to nothing going. It'll be pretty challenging just to get a rock in there now. Trying a run back. Gets one. That clears off the guard. Clears one of the stones out of the top of the 4-foot. Still going to be a struggle to get to the button. Things looking very in favor of the Saskatoon duo. Thevenot. Pretty wide, this one. Need this to curl in order to be effective. And that's going to come a little deep as well. Side of the 4-foot, it does shrink the scoring area, makes the draw a little tougher, but not where they were trying to put that rock. It will be a clear path to the button for a single point. This end was looking quite favorable, but a sweeping mistake gets a rock pulled. Go Aoki burned that stone just a mere 2 or 3 feet before it was finished. Really wouldn't have affected the positioning that much. He just kind of lost a little focus and burns it. Going to be costly. Let's see if they can save a single point in this first end. Last rock. Gotta keep this going. Huge sweep. They will get their single point. That's gotta feel good. After the sweeping error earlier, Go Aoki leans into his own stone. Gets a single point in this first end. Pioneer commercial. We open with a score of 1 in the first end. Aoki Koana had something brewing. Sweeping error. Lets Kalthoff and Thevenot back in. But with a bit of a mistake on Ashley Thevenot's last rock. Makes an easier draw. Big sweep by Go Aoki. Gets it there. Oop, got the wrong camera selected. May as well introduce myself. My name is Rory McCusker. All of you people who've been waiting for the stream to start or just joining us, welcome to the championship final, Martensville mixed doubles. Pretty entertaining first end. 2 heavy draws to start us off in the second here. Something I've been noticing these games all weekend long. Second end, very quick. Teams missing heavy in the second end. Third end seems to kind of trick teams with how stiff it still is going away from the home end, so draws coming up light. So the trend continues. Another 2 heavy draws to start us off. Team with hammer from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, throwing blue stones. 2 rocks counting right now. One of them deep in the 8-foot, the other straddling the tee line. Go Aoki waiting for this stone to slow down, start curling. Really nice patience. Gets a good corner frozen position. Totally buried behind the center guard. That's a nice shot, Tori Koana. Takes off the center guard. That's going to give them a more open chance to manufacture the house the way they want it with hammer. Looks like a replacement guard. Just seems to be coming a little deep. And it's directly in line. It's covering the correct side of the rock. The only way to access that red stone in the top 4 foot, which is shot rock. Pretty darn close. Looks like blue from here, but only way to access that problematic red stone is by running this back. So by coming a little deep, Tori opened up a run back for Dustin. Return back, number 2. Yeah, never really had a chance. Was inside right off the hop. Another replacement stone. Japanese duo pretty comfortable with how things look up front. No need to change it. Coming right into the rings again. A little surprised by that. I guess they don't want to leave enough room for Dustin to make an outturn tap back and gain positioning on that red stone. They're okay if that double's made. They'll have a double. They'll have a double back. So.
You got to err on the side of, if anything, hitting it on the high side. Low side for dead.
Oh, got confused. This is Kalthoff's final rock. Outside this time. Is he going to curl up? Looks pretty good. Makes the double. Does spill his own into the back. Still hangs on. That's a made shot. Just needed to curl up just a hair more. And he may have been able to save his shot rock on the back of the forefoot. This is still a pretty good looking scenario for Team Kalthoff. Thevenot. Their opponent has 1 rock left. Thevenot Kalthoff has 2 rocks in the rings as of right now. There might be a double for 2 at the end of this. So worst case, they're going to have a pretty open draw for 1. Looks pretty good. Tori's got to lean into this one, though. Keep it straight. Don't want to leave an easy double. And that's what they'll do. Looks like a nose double for 2. That's the opposite way that Aoki wanted to roll that stone. Probably best would be keep it right on nose. Maybe roll a couple inches the way they did. But rolling that far now leaves a nose double. That means so the shooter will send back the red stone onto the other red stone versus a double where the shooter is the action stone that rolls into the secondary rock. Right down the center line. This is as textbook as they get. This is the last rock of the second end to take the lead in this championship final in Martensville. Yep. Early sweep call. Dustin wants her on it. It's curling a lot. Is it going to hang on for 1? Catches the jam. I think it does. Jams for a single. Pretty inside there. almost rolled herself out and gave up a steal, but it is 1 point. Thevenot Kalthoff. Tie game headed into the third.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
And here it is. Let me get that bug updated. It's a tie game. 1-1. Both teams with some opportunities for more than that, but a few mistakes here and there. Not a flawless final so far, let's say that. First rock is down the ice. Ashley Thevenot, it's a nice one in the top 8. Not sure what the call was, but that's going to be a very serviceable stone. Little tick off. Just a bit of a lack of detail there. Tori Koana definitely had some opportunity to sweep that straight, get it by. Not sure what happened there. I mean, these teams got to be getting tired at this point in the weekend. But both teams played an equal amount of games. So whoever can dig deep and find that extra focus going to have a bit of an advantage here in the championship final. Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. I know I'm not used to playing Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. I'm usually on the Saturday night elimination drinking squad, if I'm going to be totally honest. But these teams probably quite sore. Mixed doubles, very physically involving. There it is. Beautiful freeze. Back 4. That blue rock is going nowhere. Over curls a little bit as well, which is beneficial. Kind of slash in on the right-hand side as we see it from the overhead. Not available. Pretty brave call, Tori Koana, signaling a run back. I think she's saying even if we miss the top 2 blues, we'll collide with our red in a good way. And I think I agree with her. one. Oh, just misses the red. They would have loved to move something around there, whether it was the top red, or sorry, the top blue, or blue onto red. Getting some rocks moving down that center line would have been really nice there early on in the end. Dustin looking at kind of tap call on the red stone. Be pretty nice to have 3 blue rocks touching the center line with no red stones above the tee line. Pretty optimal. So I think that's what they're going to do. That's what that looks like ice for. It could just be a freeze, a tap freeze kind of shot. You could also eliminate the red stone. Oh, looks like we're switching turns. Forever confusing your humble commentator, mixed doubles curling. Outturn something or other. I will admit I don't know what's coming down the ice right now. It's got to be a freeze to the back button or something. Maybe a draw to the top 4 or something. Not exactly sure. This is curling a lot. Ah, it's a guard. I see. Well, that makes more sense. Coming a little deep. Looking at the chat, lovely to see our Japanese fans and fans from all over the place chiming in on the chat. Yes, that is a family contingent. There's been a traveling sort of cheer squad. There is a infant little girl, some caretakers, support. Looks like some family members. I'm not going to assume, but yep, a cheering section for the Japanese team. In fact, let's do a little pan there as this team skates down the ice. There was a kind of group of Japanese fans down here. I'm not sure where they went to. May have went upstairs. We'll do a pan of the upstairs in a moment. Don't want to miss any curling. Ignoring the guard. They will play this anyway. Sorry, folks, camera switch. Hit the wrong camera there, but what we did see was an in-turn tap. Red to blue. Separates the reds. Red shooter is just going to roll off a little further than they predicted. As you can see in the house, we have, tough to see who's shot. I would think it's red, perhaps. Shot 1. Definitely 1-2, red, blue. And then third shot stone, I think, belongs to... I was going to say blue, but now I'm thinking it might be the red shot at the back of the rings. Not super dangerous for Thevenot Kalthoff yet. It is their shot. They have a rock in the button forfeit area. Definitely do not want to tick off of a centerline guard or that draw in the top 8 right now. Not in the realm of acceptable misses, I would say. There's our Japanese fans. You can see them in the background. We'll do a little pan next shot. Ashley signaling right onto the lid. Lots of ice here for Dustin. signifying that, yes, ticking the center guard, not a good result. That's got a lot of line. You could hear light, is what Kalthoff said. I think he was trying to tuck that into the top 8 foot. Maybe not. It's tough for me to know. Kind of keeping their cards close to the chest here. Can't really hear the call, and I will admit I'm not super experienced in mixed doubles. So I just won't assume. Let's say that's where they wanted to put it. Does take away out-turn path. Team Koana Aoki definitely had a tap back to lie 2, maybe 3, and that is now taken away. So I think it's a good shot. Thevenot Kalthoff. Listed on our scoreboard out as Canada, but that is a Saskatchewan team, a local team. This is not their home rink, but playing out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, a very short 15-minute drive away from Martensville. A growing sort of bedroom community. Big shot to open things up if they want to score. Early sweep call. Through the port. Chips off of the top blue. Doesn't remove the blue. That's another miss. Tori Koana. I watched her all weekend long, not miss any hits at all. Playing sweeps tight to the guard, all that good stuff. But 3 times in the semifinal and now twice in the final. Has overcurled. Living and dying by the sword of the tight sweep call. It'll be the last stone for Thevenot Kalthoff here in the third end. Trying to force their opponent to a really tough shot for 1. As of right now, they have a shot for 2 or 3. Yep, it's really got a curl. Waiting for that snap. They will not get it. Ticks off the guard. Leaves an open shot for 2, perhaps 3. It all depends whose third shot along the wings there. I think it's red. It was close before Tori Koana ticked off of that stone, but awkwardly enough, or ironically enough, it ended up in a nearly measurable position again. I saw them tap the back red. I think it's red, so this will be a shot for 3. It'll be a punch through the hole and sticking around in the side of the rings. Fairly difficult shot, but definitely makeable. Go Aoki. He's had a very tough day. Lots of sweeping, but he made some pistols in the semifinal. Let's see if he's got one more in him here. Shot for 3. Last rock in the third end. Managing the line. Don't want to over curl, but also can't under curl. Gets the top one. Does roll a little too far. It will only be for 2, if that indeed is the measured stone. And they will concede it. I believe that is 2 points. Nice shot. Go Aoki. Almost made it for 3. Just overswept a little bit. Tough path. Can't blame him. That'll be a 3-1 lead for the Japanese. Aoki Koana. Thevenot Kalthoff will have the hammer when we return.
For victims of domestic abuse, fleeing may mean leaving everything behind. There is hope. SaskTel provides brand new cell phones so that starting over is possible. Learn more at sasktel.com/fresh start.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Welcome back. Gotta get that score bug updated. It is a 3-1 lead. It is the 4th end. There we go. Why don't we do this? Let's just give you a taste of the full game story. No steals yet. Not sure if you guys are getting that glitchiness on YouTube or that's just me. Yes, you are. I'll go off microphone for a second, try to get that figured out. Alright, just bear with us, folks. This is a new glitch we haven't dealt with before. Used to happen all the time. We eventually got better at identifying and correcting glitches, but they still kind of pop up every now and then. Gets one, gets another. Peels 2 rocks off of the center line. That's a great shot with hammer to make. 2 blue stones in the back of the rings, 1 lonely red stone at the back of the button. No pure centerline guard, something in the way on the outturn side. Not looking scary for the Japanese team yet, but definitely some risk involved now. That's a nice guard.
Just through the rings. Yeah, just through the rings. Gotta hit about half a rock.
Looks really good on the line. We'll try to make it perfect. Gets the tap. Gets it by their second rock. They're going to be shot 2. Pretty good results. Forgot to lose a rock there. There is only 2 stones left per team. We are aware of that visual glitch, working on it right now. Really need this to curl. Here it comes. Removes 1, fails to get a little roll inside. That's a swingy spot. Definitely have an opportunity to swing one in there and get an inside roll. And Koana Aoki was not able to do so. Dustin Kalthoff's final stone, as you can see. Attempting a kind of tap and roll. We'll try to be shot 2 at the end of this. Doesn't get much of a curl. Also collides with their own stone in the back of the house. Not what they were looking for. Looked like just a little too much weight. 2 opportunities missed. One by Japan's mixed doubles team, Aoki, Koana, and then the next opportunity to hit and roll missed by Saskatoon, Saskatchewan's Thevenot, Kalthoff. Last rock at the end will be up to Go Aoki. Looks like a hit and stick right on the nose is going to be good enough. A tiny roll in would be fantastic. It will be their last stone of the 4th end. This is hanging out. They need this to curl or it's going to jam. Worst case scenario. Jams it into the back pile. Both teams just throwing a little too much weight for that shot in both attempts. Suppose Go may have just missed a little outside there as well. That's going to be an open draw for 2. Open draw for 2. Little discussion about what path they wanted to take there. But this will be it. A draw to tie the game. Biting the 8-foot should do it, or full 8-foot, sorry. Should do the trick. Ashley Thevenot with a wide in-turn draw. Curling hard, she says. That is moving. They're by now. I just need this to stop, and it will. It's a score of 2. Saskatoon's team, Thevenot, Kalthoff. We're going to tie this game up at 3 after 4 ends. We're at the halfway point. Anybody's game. Back to the beginning with Go and Aoki. With Aoki and Koana having hammer when we return. welcome back. It's the first rock at the end. Halfway point seems like a good time. Give you the game story. Trading singles, then trading deuces. It's been an evenly matched game. A decent amount of mistakes. I will be honest. There has been missed opportunities traded back and forth. One team opens the door for the other, and then the other seems to not be able to take advantage. Reminds me of like a football team not scoring on a turnover or something like that. I don't know. Is that a stretch? Maybe. There's a local hockey game going on the other side of the rink. Like many rinks in Western Canada, the hockey and curling sides share a concession, and that concession crew is going hard. Popcorn, chicken, cheeseburger, fries, poutine. Yelling out orders. It's great. It's that quintessential curling rink audio. I could fall asleep to that. Anyways, first rock's a nice freeze in the back four. Go Aoki, strong sweep to get that by. Gonna pop it out the other side a little bit. It still ends up a little light, but with a strong sweep, that's gonna be good enough to be useful later on. One rock thrown per team. These games are not timed, so I think Dustin Kalthoff's off for a little potty break. Good time to show you, if I can, Japanese fans. I believe that is Mama Koana and Baby Koana. Generations here in the rink. 4 or 5 Japanese fans taking pictures for social media. Having a grand old time in the Martensville Curling Club. There's the concession I was telling you about. They are busy. You can see the other side. I think seniors men's hockey is today. Just so you know, you're not missing anything. Taking you on a little tour while we wait for Dustin Kalthoff to return. There he is. Do a little scan of the fans upstairs. There's our Japanese curling fans. Having a good time. Taking in the Martensville sights and sounds. Good look at the upstairs Martensville Curling Club. Fantastic curling rink. And Kalthoff has returned. Now, if Dustin makes this shot flawlessly after returning from his break, that will be a statement. Waiting for this to curl. And made perfectly. Nothing like a little relief. Get the juices flowing. Just took a second to catch up on the chat. Man, it's just such a fantastic community there. Loving the stream, and I'm loving your attention you're paying towards it. So thank you so much, all of our fans. tuning in. You make it all possible. The more you tune in, the more streams we're able to provide. So, fan appreciation message. Not another tick. It is. They get a little too aggressive with the line call once again. Once again. Tori Koana has been caught on that a million times. Looking pretty ugly here for the team with hammer. In one shot, that forefoot area is going to be totally locked off. If Dustin can make this. We've yet to see... We've yet to see a team really take advantage and make 3 or 4 shots in a row. We might see it for the first time here. Dustin trying to repeat his previous shot, maybe a little lighter. Sounds like a guard. Half 2 he's saying, and not sweeping, so that makes me think he wants this to slow up. Lots of late movement. Geez, that thing just went sideways. It's going to be a pretty easy double peel. You'll see I just commented in the chat my Twitter handle. I'll be posting more behind the scenes stuff as the year goes on. Curling Stadium Live, really fun technology and fun stuff. Get into all these tournaments. So any of you who want to follow me on Twitter, get a little more of an inside look at the Curling Stadium process. There's my handle in the YouTube chat. Tori Koana, they're going to need a few shots here to get themselves back in scoring contention in the 5th end. Leaving this one alone. Crack gets rid of the 2 guards. Spills one of them into the house. Should be no issue. Two guards gone. Not able to guard both the in-turn double and the out-turn tap, so Thevenot, Kalthoff forced to address this red stone, playing defense in the house. Nice soft weight. You can see Dustin throwing. He wants to keep his shooter around. Perfection. That's right where they wanted to put that rock. Maybe rolled a little too far over. There might be a triple. You lose your shooter if you make this triple. You probably lose the back red as well. So, nice shot. Dustin Kalthoff assessing control. of the front of the rings. Spins 2 of them out of the forefoot. Does lose the redstone in the back. That's okay. Sorry, a little late on the camera there, folks. We're just trying to get that glitch issue figured out. That kind of, that glitching image that keeps interrupting the frame. But I swear, I promise, we will get it figured out. We have ironed out over the last 3 years so many little problems like this. It's just another one will bite the dust. We will overcome. Situation in the rings. The team with hammer has second and third shots, so still a risky business. Thevenot Kalthoff looking at eliminating one of these stones, the second shot rock. Might leave a double for 2, but that's okay. It's better than leaving a shot for 3. Thevenot Kalthoff will be lying 2 stones at the end of this if the double is made correctly. Or sorry, if the hit and roll is made. Very likely they leave some kind of double, but if they roll to a good enough spot, that double will roll out. The shooter will roll out. So ideally, you leave this in a spot where you convince Aoki Koana to take a shot for 1. So potential force on the sheet. A little hit and roll soft weight from Ashley Thevenot. Dustin's got her on the sweep early. Gonna get the hit. Nice little roll. Removes the redstone. As predicted, does leave a double, but that's a made shot. Just a heads up for everyone, I'm going to do a little restart on some of our software here. So the stream will go down temporarily, should only be for a minute. Just keep that YouTube page open and it will automatically bump back up. If it's been a few minutes and nothing comes back up, why don't you refresh your page? That's F5 on your keyboard, or just a swipe up on your phone or tablet. But here we go, last rock. It's a shot for 2 in the 5th end. Japanese team, Aoki Koana. Gets the top. Just brushes by the second one. A missed sweep call. Go Aoki. Over curls. Gives up a steal. It's 4-3 for Thevenot Kalthoff. It will be the Japanese team with hammer in the 6th when we return. Like I said, there will be a little restart here, so bear with us, folks. All right, folks, thank you very much. We have fixed the issue. Woohoo! No more glitchy witchy weirdness. Here we have a power play. 6th end, great time to use a power play. Aoki, Koana, trailing by 1. They've just given up the first steal of this game. And now... looks like Thevenot came to the middle, went a little deep. Interesting, leaving the corner guard situation alone. Looked a little heavy. So they will have to replace that stone. Pretty bad mistake. The shooter will leave the rings. It's as if they threw it into the boards. That's the modified guard zone at work. Definite mistake. Speaking of that modified guard zone, there is 1 rock left, so this guard will be unable to be peeled. But they will try a bunt shot. It's kind of my nickname I've been given this. I think my dad, Brian McCusker, came up with that bunt. Well, that's where I first heard it anyway. Kind of a tick, an outside-in tick. Good time to hit our game story. As you can see, the first steal of the game in the 5th end went to Thevenot Kalthoff, currently out of Saskatoon. Aoki Koana using their power play. Kalthoff Thevenot still have a power play in the bank. Tick this guard out of the way without totally removing it. That's going to go right to the center line. It's a perfectly executed shot. Corner guard gone. Rock on the center line. Shot rock belonging to Thevenot Kalthoff. The rock on the wing for Aoki Koana. Not a super powerful looking power play, but they're able to control the rings. It's unlikely they're going to give up a steal. That's what you're thinking anyway. But now that we have a rock in the 4-foot and a rock touching the center line, it's just as likely as any other end. Leading by 1, Thevenot and Kalthoff would love to force their opponent to a single, tying the game. Like a freeze coming down the ice. With that kind of weight, that very well could have been the call. Not too sure. Decent sweep to keep that right on the nose. Maybe that was a tap back. Just trying to create some freezing angles behind the tee line. Replace that promotable stone in front of the house with a red one, from blue to red. That's what we're going to go with. Let's say that was on purpose. That was way too heavy to be a straight freeze. So either that was a early called plan B or that was the play. Lots of calls that you see in mixed doubles you just would not see in 4-person team curling. Screwing me up a little bit. My uneducated mind doesn't know how to handle it. I've not watched or played enough mixed doubles. But that's going to change. Curling Stadium covering a lot of mixed doubles tournaments this year. All over the country. Lots in Alberta. All of our new installs adding to the wealth of content Curling Stadium Live is bringing to YouTube for free. We hope you enjoy it. This is coming really deep. Not the miss that you wanted. Koana, Aoki just made a shot to create angles behind the tee line, and you've just given them one more. So I'm going to call that a major miss. coming deep. Whipped this one pretty quick. Kind of caught me off guard. Looking for a run back. Gets one. It's 2 and 3. Rolls it to the wing. Nothing wrong with that. Gets the guard out of the way. A little confused. I thought they'd play a freeze to the forefoot there. Try to score their multiple points that way. But looks like they still had hopes of scoring this rock along the wing. Succeeds in keeping the middle open. Just the way those rocks kind of rolled, it's going to be a gimme double for Dustin Kalthoff. All you got to do is hit this top one, really. Just checking up on the chat, it looks like someone posted a free MP3 download of To Koana Aoki Go. I'm assuming that's a cheer song. Fantastic. What a party in the YouTube chat. In turn double, going inside out, Dustin Kalthoff with his final stone of the 6th end. This is way outside. Stuffs one. Rips his own out of the rings. 2 misses in a row from Dustin. Will not succeed in removing those stones. Keeps his shooter around for second shot. That's really important. If he would have spun his shooter all the way out, it would have been an easy hit and stick to lie 2. Now, Aoki, Koana gonna have to work for it. Kind of discussing where they want to roll this to. The idea here is that there's going to be an open hit no matter what for Thevenot. It's just how you want to group the stones, try to leave a double on your next one. Try to create a double opportunity for your next stone. Tori Koana's last stone of the 6th end. Really working on this sweep. It's curling like crazy. She's down weight, and this is looking like it's going right by. Oh, you can see her hold her face. She's very disappointed in that. On that swingy turn, throwing down weight like that is not the way to miss. Very rare miss from Tori Koana. And that is going to stifle their hopes of scoring 2. If Thevenot is able to put a rock anywhere in the 8-foot, unless she leaves a triple, it's going to be a shot for 1 in the 6th end. Very disappointing miss. Good opportunity for Thevenot Kalthoff. Place something in the rings. Force a shot for 1. Went with the out turn. Gonna leave it right on the button. That's all right. Shrinks the scoring area. It makes the shot for 1 a little tougher. Nothing wrong with that. I know they're trying to leave it a little higher, but it's going to be okay. I don't think they're seriously looking at any kind of way to triple those off. I think they're just discussing what's the smartest way to go about getting 1 point here. They've seen the way that intern curls like crazy. They want to avoid throwing soft weight like Tori Koana just did. Last rock of the 6th end, looking for a single point. Goes with the hit, blasts it off. Makes their single point. So there it'll be. It's a tie game. Power play only results in a single point for Japan's Aoki Koana. It will be Thevenot and Kalthoff with hammer in the 7th, likely using their power play when we return.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
What do you know? I'm a genius. It is a power play. Thevenot, Kalthoff will use their power play in what might be their last end with hammer, so no other option really. Had to use it. A little bit more time between ends. Both teams kind of taking stock. It is the 7th end of the championship final, so only 2 ends remain potentially. Only 10 rocks per team to try and capture this victory. First rock will be a draw around. Taps off. Doesn't quite get the curl. Maybe just a little bit heavy. Couldn't use his sweeper. Go Aoki. Doesn't miss by much, but that is a miss.
Obviously, you can't kill him.
Right.
So,
Okay.
about 12 weight.
Okay.
I got a 14 ohm on their draw here.
Okay. And they would have been back 4?
No, they'd have been like right on the tee.
Okay.
So,
Hard-working grandma back there. It's been a very well-behaved child, gotta say. The concession ladies cannot get enough of that cute baby. There we go, Ash Thevenot. Good chance. Little tap back, lie 2 behind corner. Doesn't quite tap it back for shot rock, but that's going to be really good positioning behind the corner guard. I think that's a successful shot, even if they didn't tap it right out of the rings, which would have been maybe ideal. I don't know. They obviously didn't throw enough weight to make that happen, so got to assume that's all they were trying to do. Aoki Koana considering guarding and just taking away this wing, tightening the scoring area. They have to be careful they don't leave their own red rock exposed. Looks pretty good. They might be bringing this into the rings at this point. And they are. It's going to be a fine position, but that comes deeper than they were intending. What they're trying to do is create a pocket, create an area that they could then draw around to eliminate the 2 blue stones that are biting the 12-foot. Instead, they come right in. So they're shot 2 for now, however, it does not deny access to the corner guard area for Dustin Kalthoff. And now with 4 rocks left, 2 in the rings, the team with hammer will have all sorts of room to work in the rings. Modified free guard zone is complete. Rocks can be eliminated at this point. weight. You want to keep his shooter around. This could be a massive shot. One red, one blue. Rolls his shooter even. That's a massive shot. Separation, no double available. No weird angles behind the corner guard. Everything quite straightforward. Nice line call, Ashley Thevenot there. Dustin had a weak end in the 6th here. Nice to see him bounce back with a big shot to open things up in the 7th. Not sure. It'll be a draw. Of course, it's a hit and roll. Tough to tell. Looks like a hit and roll, trying to keep it straight. Sticks on the nose, makes the double more difficult. It's shot 1 and 2. Team Aoki Koana. Depends how aggressive Thevenot and Kalthoff want to be here. They have a really good kind of open deuce setup brewing. How difficult of shots are they willing to take on in order to force their opponent to make some hard decisions? Hit and roll on this back one. Interesting that they're leaving the shot rock alone. Knowing that that's the higher one, they'll likely have a double off of that later on. Keeps it around, second shot. And that was the setup. Now when Team Aoki Koana hit this, they'll have to be careful where they roll. A double will be more available. Both teams trading hit and sticks. Those two red stones have gotten a little closer together than the last time Dustin Kalthoff kind of came up with this plan. And now you can see him lining things up. If I hit and then they hit back, what will the double takeout look like? So let's see him measuring with his broom. He thinks the way the hit and sticks have kind of shook up, it'll be a little too high, might jam into the blue stone. So now they're debating how to tempt a double on Ashley's final stone. They've succeeded in distracting the Japanese team with their shooter, not taking on any kind of freeze or tap back. The hope is to score their stone buried behind the corner guard. To do that, they'll need to keep their shooter in play somehow.
Or do you just want to see the same thing? Let's roll control. We just threw it.
Going with control once again. Might try to flop a little bit broom side. I like this, Dustin says out loud to himself. Rolls a little bit broom side. And that'll get shot rock. Really nice shot, nicely managed, well communicated between the two. Last shot of the end. Pretty tricky scenario. Could easily give up 3. Tori Koana leans in for a little pep talk. They do this before every shot, every last shot. It's a great little system. Last shot for team Aoki, Koana. Run back to lie 2. Waiting for the snap. 1, 2, and a pretty tough double they will leave. That's a great shot. Decision time. Do they take the hit for 1? Do they take on the double for 2? Tori Koana rolled that stone off. I'm not sure why. I think they wanted to keep those a little tighter, so they've opened up. It's thin. It's a thin half, maybe a third of a rock makes this double. No jam. I think you got to take it on. Used the power play. Got to try to get multiple points here. They've played the whole end quite aggressively. Why stop now? Good shot. Ashley Thevenot, it's her biggest shot of the game. Hit and roll will not do it. To score 1 or 2, she has to make contact with that second stone. Last rock, 7th end. Big opportunity to take a 2-point lead. Not there, hits a little too thick. It's going to be a steal of 1 during the power play end. They laid it all on the line for multiple points. Unsuccessful. 5-4 lead. Aoki, Koana, Thevenot, and Kalthoff will have hammer in the 8th end of this championship final. Martensville mixed doubles.
For victims of domestic abuse, fleeing may mean leaving everything behind. There is hope. SaskTel provides brand new cell phones so that starting over is possible. Learn more at sastel.com/fresh start.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
And here it is, the thrilling conclusion. Martensville mixed doubles presented by Curling Stadium Live. My name is Rory McCusker. It's been a thrill to bring you these games, this action all weekend long. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in on the chat and contributing. It's been a party. Here it comes. 5 more stones each to decide who will take home the championship final. Will it be Japan's Go Aoki, Tori Koana? Will it be Saskatoon, Saskatchewan's Ashley Thevenot, Dustin Kalthoff? Start things off with a really nice looking freeze. Looks like an outturn. Thevenot Kalthoff will return the favor. Very quiet out there on the rink. Just barely curls up at the end. That's a nice shot. Didn't quite get as far on the nose as they wanted to, but that's a nice make. 2 made shots to start things off. Good time to review the game score. Deuce in the 3rd for Aoki Koana, a steal in the 5th for Thevenot Kalthoff, and a steal in the 7th for Aoki Koana. Those are the most significant ends. It was singles and then deuces traded. Steal, single, steal in 5, 6, and 7. Tight match, fitting. How nice of a game it has been to watch. First 3 or 4 ends, lots of mistakes, but 5, 6, 7 teams really got it together. 7, there was hardly a miss at all. Wanting to make this perfect, trying to leave it for as long as they can. Money. That is absolutely perfect. Couldn't place that stone better. You can hear the relief. Tori, Koana. Go Aoki. Force to 1 is a really good thing. Go to an extra end, tied with hammer. Not sure if you can see in the background there the concession lady cheering on the Japanese duo. I'm sure she has a name. I just have not learned it yet.
I took here for myself. So, like that?
Looks like ice for a tap back.
Line's good. Max line right now, max line. Spot curl. Spot curl. Hard. Hard, 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 hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Makes contact with the blue. Not ideal. Shooter spills all the way into the back of the rings. That was not the call. Tori, Koana, really good opportunity to seal off the front of the rings. I don't even think they want to move anything around. I could be wrong, but this is curling. I think they do want to tap now. Get to the nose. Beautiful shot. 2 in a row from Japan's Aoki, Koana. And I think that's good enough for shot stone. Now it is Kalthoff and Thevenot who are in a bit of trouble. Those stones are perfectly lined up. There is no run back that could split those off. It will take 2 shots to remove those reds from the front of the forefoot, and they only have 3 shots left, so got to be very efficient from here on out.
You would never try this now?
I think it'll drag it right into ours, and then it's pretty bad. This is really makeable.
Okay. None?
Yeah.
Huge shot. Dustin Kalthoff trying to gain some kind of favor in the front of the rings. Needs to keep his shooter in a usable spot by the end of this. So they are playing a run back. You're on the top one, I heard Ashley say, so that was just an inside miss. Running out of time. It's true that they only need 1 point, but I'm not sure if there is a shot for 1 point right now. Maybe an in-turn draw to the side of the pin. Working with 3 or 4 inches there. Two stones left for either team. Aoki, Koana with the distinct advantage so far in this 8th end. They will try to replace the guard. Here comes the curl. Little higher than the previous guard, I think. Pretty much well replaced. And Kalthoff and Thevenot know that their time is running out. Do they try to play with those top 2 reds still, or do they just try to get shot rock and hope they can take 1 point out of this end? Looks like they've chosen an intern path. Trying to get shot rock in the back of the button right here, right now. They sense their time running out. This will have to be it. I'm not sure they'll have an avenue if they can't make this one. Dustin Kalthoff, his biggest shot of the game. That is curling like crazy. This is that curly spot that Tori Koana got caught on earlier. It's going to be usable. Not going to get there for shot. just took off. We saw the same thing earlier. I am not sure if there is a shot for one right now. You'd have to slash. Oh yeah, you could rip the blue into the red shot rock. Both would leave, and you'd count your blue in the back of the button. So there is a shot for one. Give you a little closer look here. If you made it absolutely perfect, maybe even for two. Blue into red, if it ever stuck around in the button, that'd just be so thin. Could maybe get it perfectly and try to catch on the back red as well for two. So the question is, do you want to manipulate your two red stones if you're Aoki Koana? Do you want to try to tap those two forward? Try to create an unmovable rock right on the pin? Or do you eliminate this blue stone? Take your chances with what you have right now. If you eliminate the blue stone, you'd need to roll your shooter in, or else you'd leave a double that would then count the stone in the back button. What they're looking at is raising the two red stones forward and maybe even tapping back that blue stone so it'll be shot two red. So it'd be multiple stones that Kalthoff would have to move. On the out-turn side. I kind of like playing this in-turn side. You know that you've seen it curl a lot. I think right now they're lining up shots that Kalthoff and Thevenot might be thinking about. It all comes down to this, a weekend, an entire weekend of playing 4 games pool play, 2 games earlier today. It's a lot of curling. Comes down to this, a chance to seal away, perhaps a win. Go Aoki. Looks like a guard. Just to curl a little bit. Looks pretty good. Takes away the in-turn. Leaves Kalthoff and Thevenot with not very much. Not very much at all. I'm going to punch into the close shot here. Keep in mind there is 2 guards. They don't really have much besides an out-turn unless they wanted to run back the previously thrown guard. I think that's still really the only shot, is nosing that guard just thrown by Go Aoki. Bringing that into the blue on the side of the forefoot and hoping that blue slashes into the button area. Just enough to get rid of the shot stone. Definite chess match this 8th end. I can't remember one miss by Japan's Aoki and Koana.
You wouldn't want it to drag right into this one, because then we don't score. So you need it to drag, and then get this, and then this, and then you need this one to stay here. And this one can't get more than 4-4. So it just needs us to stay on this one. What else do you think you got? The only other shot I see back is running the money just through back and getting a quarter rock or a little less even of this, and then you do kill this. You're gonna have so much stick and you're almost never gonna sit down here for two, but you know, that's how you drive maybe. This is so much more painful. I think you just throw a grapple at it. That's all you need. Lighter weight actually gets more pressure. So I throw a grapple. Well, what else do you throw? You don't have to trust me, but you can throw something else. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I don't know if it's there, people. Trying to spin everything out of the back of the forefoot from left to right as we see it from the overhead. Hoping that the top one that's hit spills far enough that one of the back blues out counts it. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll learn something here. It is the last shot of the 8th end. Trying to score one to keep this game alive. Ashley Thevenot. Last rock. A lot of outward rotation there. Just gonna chip it a little bit. Not gonna do it. That'll be game over. It is Japan's Aoki Koana with the victory. Oh, one sec, they're waving. Hello. Oh, that's great. Their fans back home in the chat, likely going wild. That was a fantastic game, start to finish. Both teams, lots of opportunity, but it was in the end. The Japanese team, who's been playing excellent all weekend long, it's going to be a final score 7-5. Seven to 4, sorry. Thank you so much for joining me this weekend, everybody. It's been a blast. More mixed doubles action